Yo, so what's up? Hello. Really suck at these fucking tutorials. Jesus, sorry for my cursing. But yeah, the master talk. I have created this talk by myself as well. Used my own kicks for it and some vengeance samples, crash, rises, hi hats, etc. Because there's no hi hats I can get anywhere. Neither do I have instruments for it. I use this kick and compare with this kick to create the tuck as a layer. so far the tuck. Yes, I do use kick. I also have my own recorded sample from Dramazon, a 909 kick. But I prefer to use this as it comes with the sub control for basically the wave harmonics. Usually what I had to do a long time ago was with a new style kick, basically the 909 kick. I had to create it with a multi-band. So I had my insert, my 3 channels multi-band and an output. Rendered my kicks through that, and then whenever the kicks were exported, rendered, I put it on the playlist, and then I started layering with each other, trying to transform the wave, basically harmonics. This app, this plugin does the same exact thing. It has the harmonics over here, right here. It's basically the same as layering, really. Absolutely the same. So I prefer to use this now. I also have a EKS, which is also a really nice plugin, but I prefer to use this one instead because of the entirety of it. Also the clicks feature, I love it. Good for creating tucks nowadays. Can make some good stuff with it. But yeah, let's continue. Let's just say what. Basic kick, super basic. It's nothing in there, just the default settings. Well, default settings, I've been playing around with it already, but I'm not bothered really creating it from the start again, as there's a lot of time in this kick specifically already. Let me check. Yeah, 7 hours. I did it pure for this contest. So I have my first fab filter, which I like to use to shape the kick, like the default kick without it. You can hear some of the low mid frequencies are a bit higher. So you have, how do I say that? You have a lot more punch to it as first. Then I boosted the low frequencies, specifically always between 40 and 60 hertz to boost up the bass a little bit, because a lot of my kicks involve bass distortion. And the low cut to shape of the kick completely to get a insanely smooth bass on it. It's really nice. It's really nice. Also, I use Patcher, FL Studio Patcher. I don't have a clip distortion. I had Venom. Venom went away, so my license became unvalid as I have installed my Windows again. And I had no way to activate my license again, so Venom went out of the planet, sadly enough. But I managed to create something myself. As you can see, that's the basic input output, so simple stuff. I have created a limiter on top of it. Sometimes I do use distortion for synths, for serum, and whatever else there is. So that's where the limiter comes in. Not really that good for kicks. Has a basic high shelf, frequency, gain. It has a neat feature over here that I recently added in. It's the filter dry and wet for high and low filter. it's really nice. So I can like determine like how does it sound without without filter, how does it sound with filter, and it definitely changes a lot. Mix stands for general mix, basically demolishing all the filters. Simple stuff. Tone, what I also recently added in is a enable and disable function. I have heard some differences between with the tone, enabled and disabled, but enabled is always recommended when creating a kick for me. I have this little box. It's basically shaping the waveform, really. It's basically shaping the symmetry. Because this one on the right, it adds more of B, and the top left adds more of A, and the top right corner adds both of them maximum. Always has a different sound. From the back, I use, well, you basically see how I did everything. Here's all the knobs, my FL Studio interface, and another interface. Well, actually, is the input of FL Studio and the interface of FL Studio, so it pushes out to the mixer. Really nice stuff. Simple controllers, formula controllers, just basic maths. Figure stuff out. This is the input where I use FabFilter Pro Q2 for the mixer. Basically, just output level, really. Then we have a filter. Bandpass filter, which is for tone, I think it is. Also really nice. Good for anything, really. I can use any filter. I could use FabFilter as a filter, but this one seemed to have a little bit more crispier sound to it, more responsiveness. Then we have the clipper. It's a Bad Boss Mojo. Really nice. I can say it's not exactly the same as the clip distortion, as from what I have seen from YouTube videos and from Headhunters, old videos, etc. Somewhat the same, not really the same, but this is what it needs to be, right? This is how you create distortion. Simply, is that. And I've seen Cubase 10 already had a really nice plugin. What was it? Destroyer. Instead of Destroy, it's Destroyer. Looked like a fun plugin. Pretty useful in some perspectives, but I think this one is somewhat the same. But I think Destroyer is better, as it's from Steinberg, and they are creators of VSTs and etc. and whatnot. A DC blocker, obviously to block the DC off. Really self-explanatory. A low pass filter. This is simply low pass filter. And then we have the high and low pass filter with a dry. And this is really nice. This is just really nice. Another filter. This is high pass or high shelving. Then you have the output gain. Obviously, again as well the output level. And then you have the limiter, which basically bypasses a lot, but it has to go through this entire line, the yellow line. So whenever it hits this and it's on bypass, it will just go straight to the interface. So far for that. Simple explanation. All right, let's continue. It's pretty loud. It's really loud, but that will get filtered out with EQ. There we go. also like to do is just adding a simple bass in there. Oh boy. Sounds decent, I think. Okay. Okay. Let's go. Let's make it clear. I also use ozone to basically maximize the volume. Doing the hard work for me. Ja. It's out. So basically what I can do is clone this one. I can get rid of this one. And basically have everything set up. Now let's move this to another channel. Then really bad at this stuff. Don't worry about it, it's fine. There we go. Now what I can do is I will make another one. This one unique. Screw it. No, I'm not gonna do it. So let's start with the talk, right? I said that I use to create my own talk with my kicks. I can show you a little bit. Yeah, it seems about right. I really have no clue how long it's taking already. I'm really sorry. Oh boy. No, we don't need that. I can just. There we go. Give this its own channel. Now I'm gonna load in my picture. As in my stuff, my clip distortion. I can go full crazy with this. There we go. In here, as you can hear, as you can hear, it already adds up to the talk right now, so it will sound better on later. Okay, now I can play around with this one as well a little bit. Add another picture, as in the clip distortion, and an EQ in front of it, or after it. Actually, I can place a EQ in front and after it, as I can switch up to kick a little bit more from the beginning. Use a low cut. Let's listen to it for a moment. There we go. There we go. And of course, next EQ to shape the distortion. It's fine, it's fine. We can work on this now. Push this one down. There we go. Now push it up. Let's add in some high. There you go. Does it sound like a normal kick? Okay, there's a lot of volume going on, so I can turn it down a little. Seems about right. So what I do now is, what I can do now is that I record this again. There's a hole. Now let's record it again. Oh, oopsie. Not thinking straight. Okay, so here I see an issue. They are not connected. Yep, what I thought. That's absolutely fine. That is not a issue whatsoever. It's gonna sound loud now though. There we go. Sounds a lot better already. Now I can record this. Alright, there we go. We have a few. Narrow it down. Oh, I need some of that. Hold on. Let's narrow it down. Up to distortion. That's about fine. Small little details. Not a big issue. Let's throw that one in. Now, let's move this one to 15, for example. Now here, this kick, we can adjust a little bit. Let's move it to there. You can hear the rawness. That's really nice. Really, really nice. Now, let's see. Okay, now what I need to get is my tuck. Simple tuck. Now let's just move it in, create its own sample. Let's put you on 14. Let's bind you together to this one, to 16. Go. This one is gonna connect with that. Okay, now we can play with this one a little bit. That's gonna be really fun. There we go. It's really how you play with the kicks, really. Now we can just simply EQ. Let's EQ the top. What I'm doing here is that I'm adding a little bit of bass. Low mid frequency bass. Give it a little bit of an attack. Okay, now we're almost finished. What we can do here is a lot of stuff, but I think dynamics is going to be really, really important. Mastering. Usually there is no release in the kick. The kick release is really low, because the kick itself is very fast, but you can set this whatever you want, really. You can set it to 5,000, should be fine. It's fine. And there we go, and we have ourselves a nice sounding kick. You can make this even more fun when you add a sampler. Where's the sampler? Nothing. If I can find the sampler. Yeah, there we go. I was blind. I'm sorry. Let me see where that. Did I add you on 14? 14. Used to be. Now we have it in that. That's absolutely fine. Throw you in 5. Oh, let's disable this one. Let's add this one instead. Oh. Now you have a lot of advanced stuff that you can use. Level adjustments, polyphony. Polyphony is not really what you want to use with a kick. You want to keep it as mono as possible. Hence why it's also really important to set the separation. In case you really want to, you can even add a distortion on it to adjust it a little bit more. Add an EQ to shape the distortion. There we go. And there we go. That's it. That's where we have our kick. Just a few simple thingy bit dingies. Usually I take longer to create a kick. A kick can take forever to make, as you have to work on the body, the tail of the body, you have to work on the base, make it fit, and whatever else. This is just a very simple, fast representation of how to create a simple, fast kick on the go. What I do here is to get rid of the ringing noise, really annoying ringing noise. I will play it with the EQ disabled and with it enabled. The higher ringing noise is gone now. And so we go. We have our kick. There we go. Let's render it out. There we go. Let's get rid of all the shapiness beginning because they're pointless and they don't do anything. That's screwing up your kick. Let's get rid of this little part. And let's do a Ctrl F or oh boy. Alt F, there we go. And we have our kick. As you will see, there's a lot of difference now. As you can see here, this is what we rendered before. Or let's say this one, like the absolute first thing we rendered, really didn't had a tuck with it. It was good, but not too great. Then obviously with some manipulation, we got over to this big one, which looks nice from a distance, but you can see that the tuck clearly is lacking. After some little bit of editing, you can create a nice shaped waveform with all the necessary needs you need, really. It's all you need. And in case it sounds too loud, or the tuck is too loud, or either the tail is too soft, you can always adjust it back. Really, really simple. And Oh boy. It's really as simple as that is. First one, let's make a separate one real fast. Make everything clear. Move that. Go check real fast. We take the snippy dippy. There we go. Check this one out. Seems alright. Get this part. Not too much, not too less. Filter it out. We take it out and we're done. We call it a day. Oh. There we go. That's it. So for the kick tutorial, really. So plugins used, Melda production filters, bandpass filters, Fab filter, Pro Q2, and Pro Q1, which can be replaced with Pro Q2. It's really not big of a difference, that big of a difference. Ozone, crazy, amazing. Graphics cards crashing. Ozone for the mastering, just to get the loudness clear, the limiter in there. I think there was some dynamics adjustments, I'm not quite sure, and there is a dynamic EQ active on it as well, and that's it. You're good to go. You have a kick. Oh, thank you for watching.